You've been grinding in your trade for years. You're making solid money. And now you're thinking, what's next? You're wondering what business you can afford to buy based on salary. Maybe you want to own the plumbing company instead of just working for it. Maybe you want to buy a second truck, a whole other business. Because here's the truth. That paycheck you're pulling in right now is not just survival money. It's the down payment on a business that changes everything for you. If you're making 75 grand a year, you can afford to buy a business. When you're at 125K, you've got options most business owners never even consider. But before we dive in, here's the truth about buying businesses at any salary level. You can own the operation, but if you can't guarantee customers on demand, you're still at the mercy of the market. When you control the customer flow, you control your income. I have a system where I break down exactly how to control the leads that businesses will pay you to access. I show you how it's done in my free training. I'm making over $41,000 a month from a portfolio of assets that I built over the years. And thousands of my students are using this to change their lives and create real financial freedoms for themselves and their families. If you want to learn how to do the same, the link is in the description below. Now, let me break down what businesses you can afford based on salary. If you're making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, you can afford businesses in the range of $75,000 to $150,000. Now, you're probably thinking about what that actually gets you. Let me tell you, small asset-based businesses, vending machine routes with like 15 to 25 locations already locked in, our single location laundromats in high traffic areas, our lawn care companies with equipment and 30 repeat clients, our mobile detailing operations with a van and steady referral streams coming in every single week. These businesses aren't flashy, but here's the thing. They work, and they work reliably. They generate anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month in profit, and most of them are run by just one or two people. This means the overhead is low and the margins are solid. You buy it, you step in and run it, and you keep that cash flow coming in month after month. The down payment is $10,000 to $20,000 with seller financing covering the rest of that purchase price, okay? You're not trying to build an empire in one day. You're buying income that shows up every single month. You're buying time freedom so you're not stuck in someone else's schedule. You're buying yourself a real path out of the 9-to-5 grind. Vending machine routes are straightforward. You're buying machines already placed in locations generating revenue. The machines work 24/7, and your job is to restock them and collect the cash. Laundromats are solid if the location has high foot traffic. People always need to wash their clothes, and the equipment does the work while you collect the payments. The key is location and maintaining the machines. If you're making $75,000 to $125,000 a year, now you're looking at businesses in $150,000 to $300,000 range. Here's what's available at this level. Established routes and equipment-based businesses, box truck delivery operations running Amazon or FedEx routes, car wash operations with automated systems in place, HVAC or plumbing businesses with 3 to 5 trucks on the road every day generating $30,000 to $50,000 a month in revenue. And here's what I love about this level. These businesses already have systems that work. They have equipment and vehicles doing the work, and they have cash flow that's proven and predictable. Your job isn't to build it from scratch or figure everything out on your own. Your job is to step in, keep the machine running smooth, and improve what's already there for them. The down payment with an SBA loan is $30,000 to $50,000 to get in the door. The business cash flow pays for itself every single month, and you're collecting anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 a month in profit that goes straight to you. Think about that, though. That's more than most people make at their job, working 40 to 50 hours a week, and you own the assets that's generating it. Now, let me tell you why this range is where things get real. Box truck delivery businesses are blowing up. Amazon and FedEx outsource routes to independent operators, and you can buy existing routes with trucks and trained drivers already in place for you. The customers and the routes are mapped out, right? You manage the operation and collect the profit. Car washes at this level are automated, so you're not physically washing cars, right? The equipment does all the work for you. Your job is just maintaining systems and keeping the location running smooth. Good location plus maintained equipment equals strong cash flow, right? HVAC and plumbing businesses at this level have multiple trucks and technicians handling service calls. You manage the business side, the reoccurring service agreements make these valuable because customers sign up for maintenance plans, and that revenue keeps coming in without chasing new customers. If you're making 125 to 200,000 a year, you can afford businesses in the $300 to $600,000 range. Now, we're talking about businesses with real infrastructure behind them. Trucking companies with 5 to 10 trucks running regional routes, doing $500,000 to $1 million a year in revenue. Commercial cleaning companies with 10 or more employees and long-term contracts with office buildings and facilities. Roofing companies with multiple crews working every day and maintaining agreements that bring in this steady stream of income for you. These businesses have proven systems that run like clockwork. They've got vehicles and crews working every single day, and the income is predictable because the customers and the contracts just keep coming back. At this point, you're not buying a job where you have to do everything yourself, right? You're buying a machine that runs with or without you being there every single day. The down payment is $50,000 to $100,000 depending on how the deal is structured and what the seller is willing to do, right? The profit sits anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000 a month if you run it right and you don't mess up what's already working. Let me break down why these businesses are worth the investment. Trucking companies at this level have multiple trucks under contract with regional or national clients. These are long-term contracts with companies needing freight moved daily. The contract and the trucks are in place. You manage drivers, maintain the fleet, and then you renew those contracts. Commercial cleaning companies are stable. Once you have a contract with like office buildings or medical facilities or schools, then revenue is locked in for years. Clients want reliability, and if you provide it for them, they're going to keep renewing with you. Profit margins are high, overhead is low, and you manage accounts while employees do all the work. Roofing companies at this level have multiple crews working simultaneously, so you can take on more jobs without being on every single roof. Insurance contracts and maintenance agreements are where the money is. When homeowners and businesses need inspections or repairs, they call the company that they trust. If you're making $200,000 or more a year, you should be looking at businesses in the $600,000 to $2 million range. And honestly, if you're not, you're missing the opportunity that's right in front of you. Trucking fleets with 20 or more trucks running nationally or regional routes, right? Wholesale distribution companies with warehouses and delivery fleets serving multiple states. Commodity distribution businesses moving products like grain feed or construction materials. Multi-location franchise operations like car washes, laundromats, or self-storage facilities doing $2 million to $5 million a year in revenue with management teams already in place handling the operations. Because at this level, you're not running the day-to-day grind of the business, right? You're overseeing operations, you're making strategic decisions, and you're scaling what already works. The down payment is $100,000 to $300,000 to get in. But here's the thing, and this is important. If you're already making $200,000 a year and you're not investing in assets that produce income without you, you're leaving money on the table every single month because that salary stops the moment that you stop working, the moment you get sick, the moment the company decides they don't need you anymore. But a business keeps paying you month after month, even when you're not there, even when you're on vacation, even when you're sleeping. Let me explain why these businesses are at this price point. Well, trucking fleets with 20 or more trucks operate at scale. You've got contracts with national clients, a management team handling dispatch, and drivers making deliveries daily. Margins might be tighter per load, but volume makes up for it with revenue from multiple contracts. Wholesale distribution companies move massive products and massive volume weekly, right? We've got warehouses, delivery fleets, and accounts needing regular deliveries. The relationship and supply chain are in place. You manage operations and scale into new markets. Commodity distribution businesses are highly profitable. Moving grain, feed, construction materials requires infrastructure, right? But once you have it, margins are strong and demand never stops. Farms, construction companies, manufacturers, they all need deliveries and you get paid to move that, right? Multi-location franchise operations are ready to go from day one. Systems are proven, branding is established, and management teams are in place. You're buying multiple locations, generating revenue simultaneously. Car washes, laundromats, and self-storage facilities are recession-proof because people always need these services regardless of the economy. Here's what most people don't understand. You don't need all cash to buy a business, and you definitely don't need a finance degree or $500,000 sitting in a checking account to make this happen. The key is understanding seller financing and SBA loans. And once you get how these work, the whole game opens up for you. Most business owners who are ready to sell aren't looking for all cash up front, right? Because they want out. They want to retire and move on to the next chapter of their lives. And if you can show them you're serious, you've got a plan, and you can keep their business running, they'll finance part of that deal themselves. That's seller financing, right? The seller becomes your bank. You make payments to them over 3 to 5 years while you run the business and use the cash flow to pay them back. Then you've got SBA loans, and these are designed specifically to help people like you and me buy businesses. You put down 10 to 20%, the SBA backs the rest, and you're in business. How to actually buy a business. So how do you actually do this? Let me walk you through it. Step 1, stop thinking you need all cash sitting in your bank account. You don't. Most deals are structured with 20% down, then seller financing or SBA loans cover the rest. Step 2, find businesses for sale on bizbuysell.com. You can filter by industry, location, price range to find what fits you. Step 3, run the numbers. Look at the tax returns, guys, the profit and loss statements. Make sure the cash flow is real and not just something the seller is just claiming without proof, right? If a business is listed for $200,000 but only makes 30 grand a year in profit, that's a terrible deal and you need to walk away, right? You want businesses where the profit can cover your loan payments every single month and still leave you with $5,000 to $10,000 in your pocket. Step 4, negotiate, negotiate, negotiate. Most sellers list their businesses high, expecting offers to come in lower. So don't be afraid to offer 70%, 80% of the asking price. Hell, 60% of the asking price. Step 5, close the deal and take over. You don't need to know everything on day one. You just need to be willing to learn as you go. Show up every single day and execute on what needs to be done. Look, here's the truth about buying a business. It's one of the fastest ways to build real wealth and take control of your financial future. You're not starting from zero, trying to figure out everything, right? No, you're buying income that's already flowing. You're buying systems that are already working. And you're buying customers who are already spending money. But let me be real with you about something. It's not passive income where you sit on the beach and you do nothing. You're going to work harder than you think. You're going to problem solve every single week. You're going to learn new things on the fly that you never thought you ever needed to know. And if you're not ready for that reality, then maybe buying a business isn't your move yet. And that's okay. But if you want control over your income, if you want ownership of something that can't be taken away from you, then this is the path. If you want to stop trading time for money and start building something that works for you, even when you're not working, then buying a business might be the best decision you've ever made in your life. Now, if you want a different path, one that doesn't require employees showing up every single day, or trucks breaking down, or managing crews in the field, then check out the free training in the description below. I'm going to show you how to build a portfolio of digital assets, websites that rank on Google, capture real customers and demand, and then deliver that flow of leads to local business owners who are willing to pay you $500 to $2,000 a month just to access those leads. So you don't need 50 grand sitting in your bank account to start building this. You just need to build the assets, rank them on Google, and lease them out to local business owners. That's how I'm generating over $41,000 a month from assets that I've built. And my students are building their own portfolios and stacking real income for themselves. The training is completely free and the link is in the description below. Let's go build something that lasts.